Hello, good morning, Africa. And I'm quite sure that it is afternoon, in some part of the world, like South Africa, like my Kenya brothers and sisters, it's already afternoon in Kenya right now. Good afternoon, good morning, Africa. Welcome to another live session in the Power Apps Africa Challenge. Today we'll be talking about digital transformation with Power Platform, and I have here with me my speakers who are my guests for the show today. I have Abdullah Adeyemi, and I also have Adewumi, who will also be supporting the program. But before that, let's quickly, do some shout out to our supporters, our partners for the Power Apps Africa 2022 Challenge. D-Brown Consulting, Reliance Infosystems Limited, Computer Revolution Uganda, we have Computer Revolution Africa Group, Technology Redefined, and of course, Fast Lane. We say thank you to our partners. We appreciate your support and everything you are doing to make sure that this program is smooth and awesome. Now, just before we, dive in and introduce our guests today, and we also get to hear from them on how to drive digital transformation using Power Platform, I would like to encourage you to sign up and join our Power Apps community user group where you can ask questions, you can participate in challenges, and also, win amazing prizes alongside with others. The link is displayed on the screen right now, aka.ms/Power Apps Africa. That is the magic link to the group. Awesome. So right now I'm going to be, bringing on board once again our guests who will be doing a short introduction about themselves and take it off from there to hear from them for what based on what we they're going to talk to us on today. Hi Abdullah, can you hear me?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, wherever you may be. My name is Abdullah Adeyemi. I'm a business applications developer at Reliance Infosystems. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thank
very much
you.
for having
And
me.
for us as well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today, Abdullah. And also, Adeomi, hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. My name is Adewumi Adeniyo. I'm a customer success executive for Reliance Infosystems. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. We are also glad to have you on this show today. And shortly we're going to be um, going straight to the program. What we have for today, which is how do companies actually drive digital transformation with Power Platform? And Abdullah, I will be. If you have slide now, it is the time to taking your slide and share. Okay, while you're trying to do that, also going to simply put it out here to you all that as individual, you might be wondering, how do I actually automate processes or drive digital transformation in organization today? You don't need to write the complex of codes, and that is what we want to crack and show you how organizations embrace value, how organizations perceive value in terms of digital transformation. What does it mean to digitally transform an organization? This is exactly what we're trying to show you today. Our expert already in the studio, and they will be walking us through this together. All right. So your screen is up. Awesome. And we can take it off from there, Abdullah.
All right. Thank you very much. And once again, my name is Abdullah Adeyemi. I hope you can still see my screen.
Yes, we can see your
Is it
slide. We can
visible?
see you as well. Awesome. I can't wait to see
Okay, okay.
everything.
Okay. So, once again, my name is Abdullah Adeyemi, and I'm here to talk to you about digital transformation with the Power Platform. So, what is digital transformation? You might ask, what do we mean when we say digital transformation? So essentially, it's about bringing efficiency into an organization or into a business. Okay, digitally transforming every part and aspect of the business for efficiency. And as we know, we are already in a digital world, and the need for digital resilience is in business processes has never been greater. Okay, so and when we talk about digital transformation, what comes to mind is more software. Okay, and organizations want to adapt their existing business processes and operations in order to meet their customers' needs and expectations. And there is a high demand for business applications that can make efficient working and rapid changes possible. So in practice, this is still quite a challenge in organizational terms. So this is where the Microsoft Power Platform comes in. It offers a platform with which an entire organization can get started with digital transformation. So both colleagues with little IT knowledge, which you term as the citizen developers, and your professional developers as well. So anyone can develop applications. Okay. So next, so in today's world, uh, automation drives a lot of processes. A lot of processes need to be automated. So if organizations want to evolve, they need to be competitive in the digital automation space. And the need to automate a lot of processes is on an increase just because of the increases in our ever digital world. So automating processes with the existing traditional software approach usually takes much time and effort. So after all, the goal is to drive speed and efficiency, but not to increase bottlenecks. Okay, so why is low code so popular? You might ask. One of the reasons is that custom code is not keeping up with the business demand, and Gartner has done a lot of research in this area, and they've seen that in the next 5 years, 500 million new apps will be built, and that is quite huge, and it's much more than the other apps that have been built in the last 40 years. Okay, and in recent times, you have departments in organizations. They are taking total control by transforming their processes from being the manual process or being the paper process to being automated. Okay, and we've seen that low code and no code technologies will be used by enterprises to develop about 70% of their internal processes. So, and first, and I have multiple experience in multiple countries like the UAE, Canada, Kenya, Egypt, and the likes. And I quite agree with this study. I've seen this happen firsthand. One example will be with a customer in Ghana. They recently embraced the digital transformation journey with Power Platform. Okay, another example is with one of our customers in Nigeria, USCN and its subsidiaries. Okay, so we automated most of their internal business processes, and they are presently being more productive. So they went from being limited on their existing ERP system to being able to create low code interfaces and extending abilities for their internal processes as well. So you can see that organizations are embracing change, and they're also leveraging modern solutions as well. And they'll be able to combat some of the limitations, especially when it comes to tech talent. Okay, and there is a scarcity of tech talent in recent times, and be using the traditional software development approach is no longer feasible to keep up with the current technological growth and momentum. Okay, so part of the challenges, as I was saying, is that the time to market is also fast narrowing. Okay, and business needs change frequently. So the cost of ownership to traditional approaches, to the traditional software approach, is ever on the rise. And imagine employees building applications without being a developer. Okay, so in that case, they can quickly build apps as business needs changes, and the cost of ownership will be very much affordable for the organization. So this is what low code offers. And what we see is that what business need today is a very a very high productivity low code or no code development platform that helps organizations of all sizes to adapt to rapid development in real time. So rather than recruiting a software developer or investing heavily in building software in-house with the traditional approach, right? So using low code development would empower employees being even the ones without software development background. So they could also close the skills gap that currently exceed the enterprise capabilities. Okay, so I'll give a scenario for example, where the HR department they see that they need to manage car assignments or for logistics use within the company. So the HR personnel can decide to build an app that solves that business need. So without the high cost of hiring independent developers. Okay, so with the existing Microsoft 365 licenses, this can happen quickly in very much speed time. Okay, so let's look into why Power Platform is everyone's platform for low code development. Okay, so I'm sure we're already familiar with the tools available in the Power Platform. Okay, so common tools like the Power Apps, which is a low-code approach to custom application development, and this allows users to quickly create applications with a drag and drop approach. Okay, then you have Power BI, which is a business analytics tool, which allows you to easily connect to different data sources. You can create visuals and also gain business actionable business intelligence quickly. Then you have the Power Automate that allows you to create automated workflows between Microsoft and other third-party services as well. Then you have the Power Virtual Agent, which lets you create powerful chatbots with the drag and drop approach. So within Power Platform, you have advanced features such as the AI Builder, which lets you build artificial intelligence models for your business processes. So with this, say you have invoices that you need to fetch data from. So you can use existing AI Builder models, or you can create a custom AI model to extract the needed information from those invoices. Okay. Then you have Power Pages, which lets you create low code websites that are connected to your central database. Okay. So Power Platform is not limited to just Microsoft services alone. It is adequately equipped with data connectors, which you can use to plug into external systems. Okay, so external systems examples include the SAP, Salesforce, Facebook, Twitter, and etc. Okay, so here's an example. So now, for instance, where you have an ERP solution and it is lacking in some functionalities, the Power Platform can help to quickly build features that are lacking in your existing system. Okay, so take a look at this diagram. You can see a set of interwoven, interconnected systems all connected to the Power Platform. Okay, so the applications built on the Platform technology, they are very easy to create. They are easy to deploy as well. So they also give you an incredibly fast way to innovate. So the possibilities are endless. Quite exciting, isn't it? So let me show you how easy it is to start innovating with the Power Platform. Okay. So here is one of the solutions that have been built with Power Platform. It's called the carpooling application. Okay, so this is used to manage carpools within an organization. So one of our customers here at Reliance Info Systems actually built this. So the HR department within that organization, they decided to build an app to manage carpooling, and where employees could order for rides to certain clients or to certain destinations. Okay, so you can see the carpooling solution aims to bring drivers within an organization into the digital inclusion net. Okay, so by digitally involving the drivers and also the users as well. Okay, you have the ability to order for rides. You have the ability to rate drivers. Drivers can also maintain their vehicles, request for maintenance fees and all that. Okay, so it's quite a broad solution. So with several features also include expense tracking, mileage reports. So all this was built within Power Platform. Quite shocking, isn't it? So let's look at another solution as well. Okay, so you can also see that within this you have the Power BI reports. Okay, so everything, all tools that are needed to build modern applications are all included in the Power Platform. You don't need to look elsewhere when you're trying to build organizational applications or business applications. Okay, so let's take a look at another solution. So here is the asset manager, an asset management application also built on Power Platform. So this application is used to manage assets and facilities. Okay, so and you can all agree with me that every organization has assets that need to be serviced and maintained on a regular basis. Okay, and this application would help by giving timely reminders when assets or equipment require maintenance. Okay, so before this application was built, the users had to be using Excel sheets to gather data and information about assets and facilities, and then send those Excel sheets via mail to the asset manager. So all that process was very tedious and time consuming. Okay, so that's why they decided to build this application, and you can see it has a modern UI interface, and it's very much built into the Power Platform. All the Power Platform components are controls are included in this application. Okay, so you also have the ability to build some other applications. So here are some examples of other applications that can be built within an organization. Okay, so for example, cash advance was built by someone in finance. Leave request was built by someone in the HR department. So you can also build applications far better than this by yourselves. The list of possibilities is very much endless with Power Platform. You can build the different applications according to the kind of needs that you might have in your organization. Okay, so and there are very much there are opportunities existing in Power Platform career wise. Okay, some of the roles include Power App developer, Power BI analyst. You also see roles like RPA developer, robotic process automation developer, amongst some other roles as well. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. I'd like to take any questions if you have any. I hope you are very much convinced with the possibilities of the Power Platform, and I'd like to see you um, create advanced applications that plug into existing or advanced system or external systems. Okay, I'd like to very much see that, and it will be a very good so in the future, organizations who are using low code approaches. Okay, so this is a new field to get into, and I would very much advise everyone to get into the Power Platform as soon as possible. Okay, so thank you very much for listening, and I'd entertain questions.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I mean, thank you very much, Abdullah, for walking
Yeah.
us through, through this journey. To be very honest, it's really exciting, and I just want to mention some of the things, or highlight some of the things that you shared with us today. So, before I talk about that, feel free to ask questions in the comment section. And don't forget to always tell us where you're joining us from. I wish to see my Kenyan brothers and sisters again today, from South Africa to Morocco. We have over 31 countries represented in the Power Apps Africa Challenge, and I want you to put your country on the map as well. So tell us where you're joining from, and feel free to ask questions. We're going to be highlighting these questions and also answer them. Just before I, call up, any question that we have, let me highlight some of the things that Abdullah talks to us about. If organizations want to evolve, they need to improve on their rate of innovative data transformation. This is exactly what he told us. And I cannot agree, less, because this is the real thing. If you want to truly evolve, you must improve on the rate at which, you innovatively transform your business digitally. He also talked to us about custom code, that is not keeping up with business demand. I could recall in 2020 during the lockdown, and there were a lot of processes that became obvious that needed to be automated. The software development team, technology team, they were overwhelmed. They have list of backlog of applications that will take them over a year, and they will still not cover all because they kept coming every day. Business need more automation. So in that scenario, you can see that indeed custom code, writing start of course, isn't keeping up with the demand for data transformation, and there's a need for more tools that can come in. For example, he cited that there's going to be about 500 million applications to be built in the next 5 years. Meanwhile, which is already more than all the applications that was built since the dot-com bubble, since the phase of 40 years ago. And I also want to tell us, do you know that we have about approximately now 30 million skilled software developers, which took the world 40 years to also, generate. 40 good years since the dot-com bubble to raise 30 million skilled software developers. And now, due to this demand for data transformations, we have seen the rise in that skill. We need at least 98 million software developers in the next 6 years to be able to cover these digitization needs. There's no way we can raise this new, 98 million software developers. And that is where low-code, no-code application and platform actually comes in to fill that gap, because all you're doing is still, solving business pain point and delivering applications. Oh, amazing. Abdullah also mentioned that there are a lot of local development solutions that can be addressed due to the transformation scenarios. Over 1,000 transformation scenarios identified but untouched. So why? Because everyone is waiting till a developer is available to work, to build those solutions. Meanwhile, even business person like you and I can still build those solutions by learning Power Platform. And lastly, why I move on to take your questions, he highlighted innovation and several solutions that you can build or that has been built with Power Platform. I think that should be full of insight for you. Like if you are wondering what can I do with Power Platform or Power Apps, we can say we see the apps and services. We see them travel request, procurement process, attendance application, appraisal process, leave request, loan request, transportation process, employee training. Oh my God. You should go back in case you're just joining now. Go back and watch this video again. This is that moment that actually showed you all you need to know. Build your confidence to let you know that you are learning the right thing. Data transformation today is not by the thousands of the lines of code you write. It's by the value you bring to the business process through the solution that you are building. And that solution can either be low code solution or you build the code from scratch. But we know that the speed of delivery and time to market is faster even when you use local platform. So thanks, for listening to that recap, which I thought because I was following through and I was jotting this thing down, I said, let me share that with you as well. So let's go to questions. I have some questions right here. Okay, before that, I see Richard from Nigeria. Thank you, Richard, for joining. And again, from Lagos, Nigeria. Let's look at this first question from Azuka Azode. Good morning. I'm from Nigeria. How do I start my journey on the Power Platform as a Power Platform developer or Power BI analyst? Abdullah, I know you are a specialist in that area. You can answer this as well.
Okay, so there are very much different resources that you can make use of to start your journey. And what I would very much advise is career wise, maybe you should start as an intern Power Platform developer. Okay, so if you find a role whereby they are hiring for an intern Power Platform developer, I'd advise you to very much take that role, because that is how I also started, and that is how every much of most Power Platform developers started their journey as well. Okay, and there are also different learning resources, which includes the Microsoft Learn, and you have the YouTube channels as well. You have different YouTube channels. A list of them include Reza Dorani, um, Power Platform Nigerian community as well. So a list of different resources that you can use to start your journey into the Power Platform. I would very much advise you make use of the Microsoft Learn. It includes different resources and how-to guides that would guide you on how to start your journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, it is. So while you're building, for example, you are building your career, look out for internship, Power Platform internship, which Abdullah talked about. And if you don't see one yet, by following this expert and watching and participating perhaps Africa Challenge, you're able to build solutions, and you can also focus, on those use cases. The moment you can see what is possible, then start building yourself. How can I build a leave request app? What do I need to learn, to build that? As you start building those projects and showcasing those projects, you are attracting the right audience, your potential recruiter, they are there, and that skill is still there for you. And in case you're already working today, you become more valuable as you continue to build those solutions. Before you know what is there, they can set up a unit. Oh, you'll be in charge of this, and this will be your work. And that is how you can get the title and switch to that career feed called Power Platform. I have a quick question here from Onome Sharif. He said, is it possible to deploy a Power App solution to an on-prem, assuming I don't want the solution to be on the cloud?
So what you can do is you can build the application on the cloud, but it will connect to your on-premise database or data source. Okay, so Power Platform provides what is called the data gateway for you to be able to connect to on-premise systems. Okay, so Power Apps applications are hosted on cloud, but you also have the ability to use these applications offline as well. So these applications have what's called the offline mode, and they very much work on multiple form factors across desktop, mobile, or tablets. Okay, so by downloading the Power Apps application, users can make use of these applications offline without connecting to the internet. Okay, so they don't but when you are developing these applications, you have to develop them into the cloud, but you can these applications can be deployed offline or to the on-prem environment. Okay.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for that. And quickly we move to gift a Jobuke Warrieta. When when you build a Power App application using a mobile canvas, is it advisable to build the Power BI report on it? If I get the
Um,
question right. Yeah,
yes,
they
I'll
will.
take. Yes. So it's advisable to build the Power BI report on Power BI, the Power BI app. When you're done with the report, you can then import it into your Canvas, your Power Apps Canvas app. So that's the advice I'll give you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Adewumi, which is so perfect. When you build your Canvas app, cool, it generates data. So when you analyze data, it's also advised the moment you build a dashboard, you can integrate and embed it also back into that app, like, Omawumi, Adewumi rather, advised. Okay, thank you. All right, I think I have my people joining from Kenya now. Hi, Hannah, joining from Kenya. Good to have you. Oh, finally, my brother, from Ghana, they are here. Oh, thank you for joining. Yemang Vivian, thanks for joining, Vivian, my sister. Okay, quickly, let's move on to this other question. This question is coming from Monome again. Can I move my dashboard from a workspace, say A, to a different environment, say B, that is, from my work environment to another company's environment? Can I move my dashboard? So, would you like to speak to
Okay.
that?
Yes, by dashboard, I'm going to assume you're talking about the Power BI dashboards. Yes, if it's the Power BI dashboard, yes, you have the ability to create personal reports or personal dashboards and export those said dashboards to other environments. Okay, so Power Platform provides a feature which is called solutions. Okay, so by importing your dashboard into a solution, you can export that solution onto another tenant or onto another environment to make use of those dashboards that you created in the source tenant or in the source environment. Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay, thank you. Of course, that is it. And just yesterday, last night, I still work on the solution, and within that solution, be chatbot on it. You can add, your Power Apps to it. You can put your flow inside it, your tables and data within that same solution, and you can export this entire thing out to another company, your customer, another environment entirely, and it will also work perfectly just the way it work over there. Right, I see Patience joining from Johannesburg, South Africa. Amazing. Good to have you on this show today. Thank you very much for participating in the Power Apps Africa Challenge. Okay, I have this. Let me look a question from Oluwatosin Oyinlade. I'm interested in learning the Power App in developing the trips process for a transport company as a data analyst. Please, how do I go about it? I know we can go so deep here, but what would be your two advice or go-to resource or maybe call to action, maybe look out for this use case and something like that? Abdullah or Adomi, anyone that is taking this.
Okay. What I would advise is if you want to start your process, you start from creating your database, whether it's Dataverse or SharePoint. Then you create your app from there. So to go about it, you create your database, then you go into the Power Platform app maker, and then you create your Canvas app. Once you create your Canvas app, you fill your forms, you fill your gallery, you then connect it to the data source that you have created, whether it's SharePoint, whether it's Excel, OneDrive, or Dataverse itself. So that's how you do it. We can also provide you with resources on how to start on that.
Thank you very much for that, Dewumi. Of course, when you exactly as she has put it right there, if you are building an application, for example, this one, you have to do your data modeling. You need to know what data do you need, what data points do you need, and create those necessary tables either on SharePoint list or Dataverse, and you then move on more or less architecting the solution. Now, okay, I have my data. What are the other services that we need? But that process might you might have to solve it first before building, and that is the best option. There are resources that you can consume, or by asking that same question online, you will see loads of YouTube videos that has built similar solution. When you consume them, you're able to say, well, how do they do this? What are the modifications that I need to do? On and on like that. It might not be direct for transport, but you can see those features or those approach that can help you to now build exactly what you want to build. Before we close the session, I have a few more questions to highlight. One is Richard again coming up here saying, is it possible to use PowerShell scripts in Power Platform, especially for systems administrators?
Yes, I'll take that. Yes, it is very much possible to use PowerShell scripts. In fact, there are some PowerShell scripts that are existing for the Power Platform management. It's called the Power Platform Management Shell scripts. You can make use of that as a system administrator um, to assign users to applications, do database management, and a whole list of different features that you can make use of with the PowerShell scripts on Power Platform. Okay, and I would advise you head over to the Microsoft Learn website to get hold of those PowerShell scripts. They give detailed guides on how to make use of these scripts.
Great. Thank you very much for that answer. I have Ugo, Fred, Guam, asking question. How do we estimate subscription plans for our company for the minimal licenses needed for platform use?
All right, I'll take that question. So, for the licenses, there are three types of licenses when it comes to the use of the Power Platform, specifically the Power Apps. There's the Power Apps per user license, Power Apps per app license, and the pay as you go license. The pay as you go license uses your Azure subscription, and that's $10 per month per user. So if you have an Azure subscription, you can as well use that. So what that means is, as you're using the app, anytime you're using the app, your Azure subscription will be deducted. Now, the Power Apps per user license is $20, and it allows you to have as many apps, Canvas or model-driven apps in your organization, while the per app license is $5 and just allows you to have one application. Now, in the scenario where your organization has numerous processes, maybe 4 to 5 or more than one process, we advise that you use the per user license, which accommodates for as many apps as possible. But when you just want to have one app, then you go for the per app license. So it depends on the scenario your organization is going with.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, as we plan to wrap this up, let's take a few more questions. All right, we have second question from very long question this time around from Azuka. My second question is, while on the Power Platform route, can I completely work without SQL and programming languages like Python? And lastly, can I use my Power Platform for deep analysis like time series and predictive analysis?
Okay, so let me take that. So yes, you can work with the Power Platform without the traditional programming languages. Okay, so the Power Platform is meant to be a no-code, low-code approach to software development, and it doesn't make use of these languages here. And of course, you can also extend, if you want advanced, extensive capabilities, you can also plug into SQL databases as well. And with question on how to do deep analysis like time series and predictive, I believe the Power BI is very much capable of doing time series analysis. It allows you to create deep, actionable intelligence reports. Okay, it's actually quite deep into time series and predictive analysis. Okay, I believe that answers the question.
Yes, it does. And just to add to it, within Power Platform, we have AI Builder. And within that AI Builder, we have already pre-built artificial intelligence solutions, which you can also use. For now, we have about four of them, which is still being added to. The real forecasting, like deep time series as a service, I would call it time series AI solution as a service, might still come very soon. You can already do regression there now, and which is predictive analytics. You can do OCR, card reader. These are additional deep learning and deep advanced analytics solution that you don't have to build from scratch. But what matters is the value you bring to business, is your understanding of how do I apply this, to deliver more value to the business, and not to spend months trying to build or write Python code to build an advanced analytics model or predictive model. So yes, within your Power Apps, you can still use deep analytics, deep analysis, like all these predictive models in many instances. Okay, thanks for the question, by the way, and thanks, Abdullah, for answering these. Okay, and lastly, we take this from Paul Adeyemi saying, what are the differences between a Power Platform developer and a cloud architect or advocate?
Okay. Do you want to take that, Oni?
Yes, I can take this. So,
Okay.
Adeyemi Paul, Power Platform developer are people who leverage low code platforms. For example, the Power Platform is a local platform and it has applications which Abdullah has talked about. They leverage these low code, tools to digitally transform business. That's the easiest way to put it, because the end result of what they are doing is digitally transforming business. For example, they're building dashboard, what should have taken, end of the month to discover. Through a dashboard, you can see as at yesterday, at real time, what is the value, what is the result. They are building an application, what should have been carrying file, or carrying file for, or asking pro code developer to do. They build an application to digitize data collection. This is data you are digitizing, then, Power BI can still analyze it. You are transforming the way business is being done. You have Power Automate, which helps to automate processes. The challenge business have today is not just, it's not applications. They have several applications, but these applications are in silos. They can't talk to each other. But Power Automate connect them to one another, makes them talk to each other. So you can start a process from Workday application or from your HR application, and can continue to end up on another application, because those things are interconnected together. And you have Power Pages, which enables organization to build websites that can, interact with customer and, end users, customers that are outside the organization. This makes a lot of possibilities, happen, which will have taken a pro code a longer time to build or come up with. We also have Power Virtual Agent. Today, we have loads of questions that are repeatedly coming back to every unit, HR, technology, to troubleshoot a problem, but or to even onboard an employee. These are things that instead of you, being there to answer that question repeatedly, you can set up a chatbot, we should build low code without even writing any code, just some functions, and you are doing drag and drop. You're able to build a chatbot that interacts with your, customer, be it internal or external customer. It's easy to build all these things. For example, you see these applications, and we also have some of the components that are part of Power Platform. As a Power Platform developer, you know how to use these tools to deliver value to the business, to transform business digitally. And as a cloud architect or advocate, cloud architects are people who actually architect a solution. And let me put it this way: if you are building a structure, if you are constructing a building, you don't just go ahead and construct. There must have been an architect to tell you to draw something. This is how the building will look like. This is the foundation. This is how it should be built. These are the different measurements. So that architect gives you the layout and the foundation and everything about that building. Then the developer can go ahead and start building on top, using that, blueprint. Same way it is for cloud architects. Any solution that you want to build in the cloud, they understand how it should be built, where you should place it, the services you will need to put there, and that they want to do that solution architecturing and then give to people that will develop it. But an advocate is someone who has the knowledge of these things, either the cloud, either Power Platform, and can tell others more about it. They are evangelists. And that's what I do today. I evangelize about Power Platform, about Microsoft Azure, about the cloud, those knowledge area that I have. I advocate about them. You evangelize about them. And how do you do that advocacy? Either by creating content about it, hosting events like this, gathering community to learn together around this, taking feedback from this community to improve the product you are supporting. That is where advocacy comes in. I hope this answer your question, Paul Adeyemi. Okay, just before we call it a day today because of the time, far ahead of time, I want to say a special thank you to our guests from Reliance Info System, Abdullahi Adeyemi, as well as Adewumi. And once again, I want to say thank you to our partners, who are really doing a lot at the back end, supporting us and making sure that this program, the Power Apps Africa Challenge, is engaging, insightful, and really productive for everyone. Deep Brand Consulting, Computer Revolution Uganda, Computer Revolution Africa Group, Technology Redefined, Reliance Info Systems Limited. Of course, we have their employee today who are experienced, Power Platform developer and also certified with a lot of certification. You can see how they are sharing with us. If you're wondering, do we have people who are working in this role today? Yes. Those our guests on call today, they're actually working in this field and they're building amazing solutions that's digitally transforming businesses. We also thank our partner Fastlane for their unwavering support. We see you, Brittany, sir, right on LinkedIn, right on on YouTube, answering questions, helping people and guiding them through how to navigate the challenge and the program. Thank you very much. I want to say big thank you to you for attending this, to you for being part of it. I want to say thank you for asking questions, and constantly coming back here. In case you want to join, you can still register to be part of this, aka.ms/PAAC. That is the link for you to join, aka.ms/PAAC. Or you want to be part of our community, go to aka.ms/Power Apps Africa. That is the way. All these things, the next event, previous event, you're able to catch up right there. Before I go today, let me just remind you that on Friday, we're going to be doing recap for the week. So don't just go. We're going to see you again on Friday where we recap what has happened this week and what will happen next week, just so that you're updated with the Power Apps Africa Challenge. Until we meet on Friday, I want to say thank you and bye to everyone. Bye and thanks.